Jennifer Lopez, you have no fucking shame, right? So, the first time you tried to ether Wesley Snipes, if your shit didn't take it. So here you are again, right? And just right after you claim you're a ceremonial white womanhood and shit, for lack of a better term. So, for all of those in the know, she's been going around saying that filming a love scene with Wesley Snipes and Money Train was, made her feel violated and shit for some goddamn reason. Alright? Yeah. But what, the press is not going to tell you is that she tried to ether Wesley Snipes before and shit years ago. Years ago, supposedly Wesley Snipes on the set of Money Train, Wesley Snipes asked her out or something. So she told him no, right? So Wesley was like, okay, cool. And then she says Wesley Snipes isolated her or made her feel uncomfortable on set because after she told him no, he would do a scene with her and then leave her alone and not talk or interact with her in any way and shit. And she also said that he was very nice to everyone except her on the crew. And then he went so far as to take the crew out for lunches and buy them gifts like expensive watches and stuff, but left her out and shit. And I don't understand if she wasn't interested in Wesley Snipes and she was a neophyte actress and everything. It looks like Wesley Snipes didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable and shit because I guess he crossed the line and asked her out for a date or something and she said no. So he was cool and shit, You can also look at that, maybe his feelings was hurt. He was just trying to, put a pillow over the shit. But when she turned her down, he was respectful, he didn't fuck with her, and he went about his business in the way he chose to do that and shit. I don't know what makes her feel violated and shit. She was a neophyte actress. She didn't have shit, and she was lucky to get that fucking movie. And I remember when the movie came out, they were talking about the chemistry that she had with Wesley Snipes. So, apparently something worked out and shit. They were talking about that chemistry, But, when I look at Jennifer Lopez, I see like an opportunist, alright? First and foremost, I see a goddamn opportunist. And I see a closeted, I just call her a closeted racist and shit. Because she's been known to do a lot of suspect shit towards the black community and shit. And it's ironic because Negroes made your fucking ass, okay, bitch? Negroes made your fucking ass. When you was on Living Fucking Color and shit, Keenan Ivory Wayans was the one that gave you your opportunities and shit. And, maybe I shouldn't say that too loud because maybe you'll be trying to ether him next and shit. He gave you those opportunities. If he didn't give you shit, you wouldn't be nothing today, okay, baby? You wouldn't be shit, alright? Except a Hollywood jump off. That's all you would be. And you're that now, for what I see. Puff Daddy produced your music, or whatever, I don't know. Don't hit me on that shit. But black people helped you produce your music and cultivate your fucking image and your sound and shit. And you failed to mention how you stole music and backup tracks from goddamn a who's who of people and shit. A who's who of fucking people, alright? You can put Brandy Norwood on that fucking list, Christina Milian and shit, Ashante, and a couple others and shit who you stole music from. Right? You used their tracks because you didn't have no fucking talent and shit. And then when Puff Daddy got in fucking trouble, your bitch ass cut and run on him and shit. Although he made you a star. Keenan Ivory Wayans gave you the spark and shit. P. Diddy put your ass over and shit. Put you in this stupid video. Been around the world, whatever. He put you in that dumbass video. And he made your fucking ass. He made you, bitch. And when he was in the shit, and you got busted with him because one of his stupid ass artists was shooting in the clubs and shit, that Shine guy or whatever, you couldn't run on him and shit. You went to the white side and shit. And you was never going to come back to the black side and shit. And you got with that Christopher Judd guy because, deep down, you're a closet Jada. Okay? You're a closet Jada. You got with that Chris Judd guy because he was younger than you and you could control his ass and shit for the most part. But somehow that fucked up and shit. Then you got with Mark Anthony and shit. He wasn't having it and shit. And he was clapping, ironically, he was clapping Jada's cheeks and shit, among other things. You know, so you couldn't fuck with that. You got that the other baseball player motherfucking shit. You lucky you didn't get a social disease from him and shit. And you just never stop fucking with the black community. What, you hate yourself or something, bitch? What do you hate? You hate that the black community molded you, gave you a fucking career, made you a multi-millionaire, bitch, and a celebrity and shit. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't care that you went to, adhere to your Spanish heritage and all that bullshit, your Puerto Rican heritage and shit. We don't care about that. You a closet bigot, okay? You a fucking racist and shit. You know, a lot of people, they cut you some slack on that all lives matter bullshit, okay? You didn't have to say shit. Why don't you keep your fucking mouth shut and make your coins and shit? Nobody needs to hear from you. You're not a fucking head of state. Alright, bitch? You're not a head of fucking state, Ms. Lopez. Alright? And you know what's really sad for me, when you did that Selena movie, man, I was loving that ass. But then I realized that was some foam padding and shit. You even had a fake ass, okay? You didn't even have a real ass. You got a long, flat, narrow butt, okay? Sorry, I had to laugh about that and shit, because I really did, like, the fake ass they gave you. That was an awesome fake ass and shit. And, I just want to get that fake ass and put it on the right girl. I'm sorry, I can't be serious. Then he was fucking around with, he was fucking around with Ben Affleck and shit. No, none of his family and friends like you. That includes Matt Damon. And they got him to get you out of there. You got bounced up out of that fucking relationship. And it was bad press and shit. You did that horrible Jiggly movie and shit where you played a lesbian and shit. And the only reason you played the lesbian in that movie is because you didn't want no sex scene even with your own boyfriend and shit. And now you got him back again and shit, okay? He got a lot of problems and shit. And you're not helping him, okay? Ben's gonna be back on the bottle before this is over. Alright, bitch? But you're a racist, alright? And you're a piece of shit, and you're a prima donna. I know for a fact you're a fucking prima donna. People have been rolling your ass and dragging the fuck out of you about being a prima donna for years and shit. Alright? Yeah, I had a friend of mine who worked with you on a commercial and shit, and he said you was the worst thing about you say you made the day shitty. You say everything was cool but Jennifer Lopez. And that he never wanted to see your ass ever again in life. This was a rich white dude. By the way, did I know? Yeah, it was hilarious and shit, man. But, whatever. Once I found out about the fake styrofoam booty, you lost your luster and shit. The best thing you ever did was a movie with Oliver Stone, who was ironically in that same commercial where my friend talks about when you were raising hell and being a dick and shit on a print ad, Yeah, U-Turn is the best movie you have ever done in your motherfucking life. I'll be damned, okay? Steven Soderbergh, your work with George Clooney and all that was just trash, okay? You're trash and shit. And you're closeted misandrous too. I'm gonna call you out. I think you're a closeted misandrous and you hate men too. Alright? You hate any man you can't control. And Ben Affleck has a substance abuse problem. Alright, that's what I'll say about that. Alright? When you did the movie Enough with Billy Campbell and shit, I remember reading press on that, and you said it was like a Rocky for women and shit. And that movie was about a woman being abused, and instead of dealing with it like a normal person, she gets MMA training and beats up her husband and shit. Her shitty white husband, by the way, thank God. And I want to thank you that it wasn't a black dude that was playing her husband and shit. Alright, I want to thank you. Alright, darling? Thank you for not having a black husband in that movie. When I read that, I knew I hated you. I fucking hated you after I read that. I didn't like you when you left Puff Daddy and shit after you got busted and shit in the club. You wasn't ride or die for Puffy, who made your fucking career, bitch. But I hated you when you did Enough. And you said that movie was a Rocky for women. And it was a movie about a woman, domestic violence movie, where a woman beats up her husband at the end. Alright? That's what you want to do. You would like to beat up all the men you slept with to get your career, okay? And only you know how many dudes you slept with, how many buttholes you probably licked and shit, how many men, old small hats you probably filched. You know what that means, right? I'm sure you do, man. Yeah, man. They call it eating groceries now and shit. But back in the old days, they called that shit felching and shit. It's a disgusting act and shit. anyone within the sound of my voice, please don't look this thing up and shit. You'll never look at Jennifer Lopez the same again and shit, okay? So, before I go, I want to still hit you and my listening audience to the fact that you are a racist, okay? You're an asshole. You're a prima donna. You're full of yourself. You love the smell of your own farts and shit, Miss Lopez. Do you remember the Motown special where they hired you to sing all these songs that were made famous by black artists and shit? You didn't have no fucking respect for anybody and shit. You had no motherfucking respect for none of the artists. And you made us hate and kick Smokey Robinson's stinking coon ass out of the black community and shit, okay? Because of you, Smokey Robinson is motherfucking canceled and shit. Because he went hard in the paint for you when we complained that you shouldn't be doing that special. And you did that special. You sang every fucking song horribly. You have no talent, bitch. You have no talent like you have no ass. Alright? Your talent is as fake as that fake butt you wore in Selena. So, in conclusion, Jennifer Lopez, you motherfucking racist. Kiss my ass.
I'm rich, guys!